So, hello guys and girls and welcome to the Friday Night Rant, and I'm just going to simply start by apologising for missing the last 3 weeks. So it's been a month now since I've done a Friday Night Rant, and it's for good reason. But before I start, I'm dry, got dry mouth already, so they're sponsored by a drink. It's nothing special, just a pint of Foster's, but I do intend on drinking all this while I'm ranting because I just need a drink. Lovely. First of all then, just want to explain exactly why I disappeared off the face of the earth for 3 weeks, and also if you've sent me messages or anything on Facebook and I've not responded, I kind of just fell off the face of the earth, so I do apologise for that. But the reason for it is, as you know, I do 12-hour shifts and I work for a computer company, and at the same time I've got two big passions in my life, and one of them being programming and one of them being gaming, and I've been saving up some money, doing some projects, putting a bit of cash aside, with the simple intention of eventually hoping to quit my job and go full-time like freelance web design, as well as trying to actually spend all my time making Gaming Unity a bigger and better community along with McNandy. So it's come to the point now where I've actually weighed up going, I can actually support myself up to a year without any wages. So I decided that I'm actually going to take a break and I'm going to quit my job, and I'm actually just going to try and be a freelance web designer. So the past 3 weeks has just been spent in a lot of time studying, which consists of all this stuff, and yeah, just kind of thinking it over, seeing if it's worth it, looking at financials, what I'm going to do with a mortgage, lots of things have been going around my head, saying do's and don'ts, should I do this? And I've decided yes, I'm going to do it. So on Friday, when payday comes along, I'm going to actually just hand in my notice at work, do another month, and then I shall be jobless. So it's quite a scary thing to think that you won't have constant money coming in, so that's a very frightening thing. But the good thing is like when I do work, I come back home and then I spend a lot of time programming, and it leaves me very little time to actually spend with Joe and little time to spend gaming. So my life outside of work is actually not as fun as it should be. So the good thing is, if I can spend like 9 hours a day just programming, it means I'll have a lot more time in the afternoons to kick back, watch TV, play games and all these other things. So that will mean a few things for you, which simply is that hopefully the video content will get better because I'll be playing more games, so I can talk about more stuff. I should be doing more videos because I've obviously got a lot more free time. It also means that I can spend all my time making Gaming Unity bigger and better, getting prizes behind it, and just making it a much bigger site. And there's a few projects that we're doing at the moment that are going to be rolled out within the next few months, so all very exciting stuff. But I'm going to stop blabbermouthing now, and that's exactly why I just disappeared for 3 weeks. So it still means that I haven't had my hand much in gaming. I've kept reading some gaming news, so I haven't got anything particularly in gaming this week that's angered me, but there's plenty of stuff to actually talk about. So first thing I want to do is take a drink for me and one for the fallen. Joe's going to kill me. And that is, we've had a few deaths this week or this month, and it's developers' deaths, not actual people, but the actual companies and franchises, and several things have actually gone in the toilet. And I just want to say a few things on them. The first one, which is Psygnosis, also known as Liverpool Studios, sadly been axed by Sony. Now, first of all, it was established in 1984, same time I was established as a human being. They cracked on until 1993, I think until then Sony got their hands on them, and since then they've done some absolutely wonderful games. So you may know them through Lemons, you may know through Wipeout, they've obviously just done a new Wipeout for the Vita, and best of all, they did Destruction Derby, and it was absolutely brilliant development team. But Sony's decided to actually axe them. I think the actual studio itself is going to consist of other Sony things now, but the actual nearly 30-year-old company has now been killed by Sony, so very, very sad times. At the same time, somebody else has also had a death this month is Nintendo Power magazine. Now, anybody in the UK probably doesn't know about it because we've got the official Nintendo magazine, but in America they've got Nintendo Power, and it's been going since 1988. Look, I'm just plucking these numbers out of my head like I haven't actually sat and Googled anything. And yeah, they've been going for many years now, and they've actually just released this week that that's it, they're no longer going to be making any more. The last Nintendo Power will be out in December, and that will be the last one, and because it's going to be the last one, a lot of people want to buy it to complete the actual collection. They're going to be selling it for £150 for the actual magazine. That's a complete lie, but it sounded pretty good, didn't it? No, they're not selling it for £150, but yet December is the last one they're actually going to be doing, which again is sad for all the people that was actually following it. And the other thing, which I actually meant to bring up here, is OnLive. Now, OnLive console, in fact I will, one second. And I'm back. So on live, which most people know what it is, but if you don't, is this little thing. So this is actually a tiny little console, and the controller, which looks very much like the 360 controller, but I actually liked it. It fitted very nice in the hands, I like the 360 controller. But at the same time, you've got the additional buttons on here of play and record. So any time when you was actually playing it, you could hit record and just start capturing your game. Now I hope that idea is going to transfer over to the new Xbox, because there is rumours that there's going to be recording capabilities. So if you can build that into the controller, Microsoft, you're on for a win. Whew. I'm out of breath now. So the entire point then is on live simply was an idea to remote connect you to a data center that has super duper graphics. So when you actually want to play a game, you're actually live streaming it from being played somewhere else in the world. Now this is just all this idea of cloud computing, and it just interests me. And the sad thing is I never actually did any talk about this, because when I first plugged it in, it didn't work. Now all it needed was me to actually contact the support team, get it fixed, and I would have been well away. But it was one of them ones where I'll go, I'll sort that out later. But I did actually play it on the PC, because you could either play it on PC, you could even play it on Apple products, and it was getting rolled out to Android. Now, the idea behind it is very cool. I know if you want to own your physical copies of items, then this wouldn't be for you. But for me, I thought it was brilliant. At the same time, if you wanted to play demo, obviously you don't download anything. So if you want to demo something, and you can't be asked to pull down a 4 gig download, you just plug this thing in and just play it within about 15 seconds of turning it on. So I did like that product, and sadly it's not been doing as good as it should be, and it's actually hemorrhaged £40 million in debt. So the company was going under, and luckily enough somebody has swooped in and actually bought them out. So they're keeping the actual name of OnLive, the CEO's staying, everything is practically staying, and it's got a new leash of life. So that's absolutely awesome. Nearly died, in fact it did die, and it's been resurrected, so that is kind of awesome. So what I wanted to also talk about is the rise of things. We talked about the death, and now is the birth of things, and there's a few very interesting things that's happened, and it's kind of made me think a little bit different about gaming. Now first of all, that obviously heard me time and time again say that I don't want to go fully digital. I like my physical copies, but at the same time I'm also saying that I don't like companies like EA churning out shit all the time and giving us crappy DLC, and we're having to pay for it. Well, obviously we haven't got to, but the point stands that at one hand, I want to have physical copies, at the other hand, I want to have good stuff. And I've realised that the good stuff consists of people making it themselves. It consists of the indie market. Now, I'm not saying all AAA titles are shit, but I'm saying over the last 6 months, I found myself playing some beautiful indie games. I'm not talking about necessarily just a 2D guy running across. Some are fully fleshed out games, and I really enjoy them because they're different, they've got a different spin on the entire game genre, and it's just better than that crap that's being churned out. I quickly realised that if I want to embrace this indie market and I want to support this area of gaming, that it's probably going to consist of nothing but digital. So I've decided that I'm cool with digital now. I'm going to go, yeah, it's something that I know it was going to happen anyway, but I prefer to go fully digital if it means that I can actually back some awesome projects. So what I want to talk about is indie's getting bigger, which is awesome. So at PAX this year, we've actually got 30 individual indie developers going to be there showing off the stuff. So indie's big this year, which is absolutely awesome. At the same time, obviously, you know that I've got my signal for days, and now that is actually going to be turned into a full game. So again, this is a guy who's just off his own back created a mod, now it's getting turned into a full game. So again, awesome stuff. People just using the initiative, creating something, and then that's being backed. And then last night, I kind of made a little girlish squeal. When I was at work, I was just surfing Kickstarter to see what kind of projects are coming out, and the best one I've ever seen ever is Broken Sword. Now, Broken Sword to me was an absolutely brilliant point-and-click game. It was probably the best thing I ever had on a PlayStation, and I love Broken Sword franchise. Well, I say love. I loved it more when it was 2D. I wasn't a big fan when they went to the step towards the 3D. Now, the point of this is sometimes the actual developers may say, we want to stay 2D, and the publishers that obviously are waving the big carrot of money in front of them can turn around and say, well, we're not going to back you unless you go 3D. The entire market's going 3D, so should you. So the problem is a lot of publishers have a say what the developers do. Now, Revolution are the guys who actually are the developers behind Broken Sword, and THQ have normally been the actual publishers. And now Revolution's turned around and says, everybody's crying out for a new Broken Sword. We want to go 2D, and at the same time, we don't want to give all our money to the publisher, because to be fair, you can now succeed without publishers. So they've turned around and gone to Kickstarter, says, all you lot out there, if you can give us the money for our wages, we will make this game and then we'll sell it, obviously digital, but we will sell this game. And it cuts out the publisher, and it means we can go back to our roots, we can do what we want, and it means you get a game that you've been after. So as soon as I saw that Broken Sword was on there, I was like, brilliant. And obviously you've got your different packages, £10, £25, and I've had a look, and for $100 I can actually get Broken Sword in a physical format, and it's the only way you can actually get it. And obviously that pays for my game, but at the same time I get to back something that I actually love. So as soon as payday comes around, they're just going to take $100 of our money, and I think it's absolutely brilliant. The thing that excites me more than anything is just Kickstarter itself. So you've got people now who's thinking these ideas up, and you used to have to go to someone and go, can I have some money? And they'll go, yes, but in return we want practically all the money that you make off it, and on top of it we're going to just tell you what to do. And that's the sad thing, but now times are changing. So over the last 2-3 months you've had the Oculus, which if anyone doesn't know is a brand new set of 3D glasses which you can actually move your head around, and it will actually move you within the actual game. And they've said obviously if anyone wanted any 3D glasses, that it actually costs too much money, and they wanted to actually make it cheap and better than what's out there. So they went onto Kickstarter and asked for £250,000, and in return they actually got £2 million in donations, because people was like, yes, we want this. So they've been completely backed, more than I'd ever expect. At the same time you've got Double Fine, which was the guys who began to a lot of the original point-and-click games, pitch point-and-click games to publishers, and other publishers going, we think the point-and-click market's dead. And they was like, well, we don't. And a lot of people that are on the internet also don't think that. So they went to Kickstarter, and again, another successful story. They wanted £400,000, and they got backed by £3.3 million. So that's absolutely awesome. When I mean pound, I actually mean dollars, but yeah, you can forgive me for that. And I think the best success story out of all it really is the fact is when you actually buy a console, in the terms and conditions it says if you come anywhere near me with a screwdriver, then you void your warranty instantly. And people say, no, we want to open it, we've paid it, let us open it, let us hack it, let us tweak. And obviously for that reason the Ouya console was born, and they says, you know what, we think people want to tweak and they want to have an Android based console. I wonder if it'll work. Let's ask for £1 million. That's quite a lot of money. Dollars again, sorry. But they says, can we have $1 million? And the internet responded, went, take 9 million instead. So again, an absolutely awesome thing. So what it's made me realise is I think times are changing. You've got these big guys like EA that turn out shit, but sadly obviously people buy it. But the thing is now, I think that they're going to start to get a bit more scared, because they had the power. They could say yes or no to games. They controlled everything. But now with things such as Kickstarter, and whose game is having more and more of a powerful voice on the internet, we're deciding what we actually want. So if we want something, we'll say on a forum, wouldn't it be great if this was created? Then someone will turn around and go, yes, I will create it if you back me. And we're funding our own projects now. So I think this is a really cool time for gaming, where I actually thought it was just going to turn from physical to digital, and that was going to be the change. Now I feel like it's going to actually turn from big AAA companies and EA and all these big fat cats. You want a game, you have to give us the money. And now we're turning around and going, well, we're going to fund this project instead. So I think it's awesome that we're actually taking control of gaming now, and if we want something, we pay for it. But the last thing I want to say about that is something I keep drilling home, and that is, if you want something, then back it. But if you get annoyed with something, don't back it. And by that I mean DLC. Now download content that's good, back that, pay for it, enjoy it. But if it's crap DLC, don't pay for it. And it kind of hit me this week as well. I was reading through some Kotaku articles, and they were simply talking about DLC, and then it kind of just meant yes. And what it was is, a few months back I talked about how cheats have been removed from games. And when you used to have cheats, it consisted of simple things like unlock all levels, unlock all vehicles, unlock a secret weapon, unlock some extra clothing. Now, they was just simple cheats back in the day, and now the reason that we can't have them cheats is because the word cheat has been turned into DLC. So instead of actually just typing in a code now, we actually pay for that code. And that's what kind of made me realise that's the difference between good and bad content. Content is content that used to originally just be a cheat, and good content is something that you'd actually expect to be on a physical disc. Now, Sleeping Dogs has come out this week, and it's got great reviews. Loads of people are saying it's an absolutely awesome game, and I myself don't know much about it, but I know when payday comes around I should be playing that game. And because of that, I thought this is going to be brilliant. They're going to drop some awesome DLC, and they've already put the DLC out, which consists of actually like buying off cops, buying some extra stuff or buying extra clothes, and that is crap DLC. And it kind of upset me that already they've gone, here you go, here's a pile of shit. And I did hope that they'll actually go down the Rockstar route and actually give us some quality content. So the last thing I wanted to talk about is I should have put it in the death section really, and it's the death of Peter Molyneux. Now, this guy was a god in his time. Now, he created things like Dungeon Keeper, so he was behind Bullfrog. He created, like, obviously, Fable. Now, I know a lot of people aren't crazy on Fable, but the original Fable was absolutely awesome. I still enjoyed number 2. Number 3 is getting a bit weak. Now you've got the new Journey, and I don't think he's a massive part of it because he's come away from Microsoft Studios. But the entire point was, he knew what he was doing. And I really did enjoy his stuff. Now, the sad thing is that I think what he's been producing lately has not been that great, and he thinks he's a visionary going, right, we're gonna make a Kinect-based game where you can talk to a kid and control his thoughts and all that. And I was like, yeah, it's a nice idea, but don't spend your life work on creating this kind of stuff, which I just see as a tech demo. Make some good games. And now he's disappeared and made a game called by the name of Curiosity. And if anyone doesn't know about it, it consists of one big square. Now you can zoom straight into that square and you can see every single pixel, and if you click on that pixel it will disappear. Now the idea behind it is there's a million or billion pixels all the way around this block, so it's a bloody big block. Now in next month they're actually going to be releasing the game, and what it is everyone is going to keep ticking away at the pixels until they all disappear. Now the last person to smash the last pixel away will find what's inside this cube. Now no one knows, and he's actually saying it's this absolutely awesome thing. We don't know what it is, and if this person is the last person to click the pixel, they'll find what's in this box. And if they want, they don't have to tell anybody and no one will ever know. So the idea behind it is pretty cool. But the thing that annoys me is they're actually saying that obviously you can press one block and one will disappear. There's obviously going to be loads of people doing it at the same time, but if you want, you can go, you know what, I fancy having a chisel. So if you've got a chisel, you can hit 10 blocks at one point. So to get a chisel is going to cost you 99 cents. So I'm like, this just feels like a reason to just sell DLC. But the stupid thing is there's going to be a diamond chisel. So it feels very Minecraft going from chisel to diamond chisel. And that's for $77,000. And there's only one. So they're saying it's an experiment to see if someone can buy it. And I'm like, I can see you could say it's an experiment if someone's stupid enough. But at the same time, I'm just like, it feels like a way to make money. So this guy's going to walk in with a $77,000 pickaxe that will take out 100,000 pixels at a time. But like I said, this cube is pretty damn big, so he's still going to be whacking away. But the point is, he can be smashing all these pixels away, but on the other side, there could still be one pixel left. And because the block's so big, he's not going to be able to see it. It just takes one person to just go, bloop, and that's it, they've won the prize. So I don't think anyone's going to go, I'm going to pay £77,000 with the chance that I'm still not going to get every block. But then he's actually gone on and actually, as they do when they go to conferences, say, look, this is the game that we are creating. And he's walking around saying stupid things like we can dynamically put words on the actual box. It sounded like I had a list then, but he's saying we can dynamically do this. And I was like, well, that's not very clever. And he's like, and underneath it is going to be a picture of people, and it could be you right now, and then it's going to make people intrigued what's going to be behind the box. I'm like, well, to be fair, I think I could program that. And he's going off like this is the amazing thing, and he said this is an experiment. They're going to be doing plenty more experiments till they actually make a really big game of it in a few years from now. And I'm like, it feels like you're wasting your time on tech demos. You used to make awesome games, and now you're just p***ing about selling games, and we're all going to hit pixels. It sounds like a shit version of Minecraft where you can't create anything. You can just go. So yeah, Peter Molyneux to me is dead, which is a shame. So without me going on anymore, I'm going to finish this. Spilled a bit, but that's my homies that died. Nintendo Power. As always, it's going to leave me with the question of the week, and that simply is, I've been talking a lot about Kickstarter. My simple question is, what project would you love to see? I've got a bit of beer on my chin. What project would you love to see show up on Kickstarter would instantly make you go, shut up and take my money? For me, I'd have to say it is to do with actually Peter Molyneux. He made Dungeon Keeper, which was obviously made by Bullfrog. Bullfrog then got swallowed up by EA, and then no Dungeon Keeper 3. So if somebody could actually somehow get the rights out of EA's big fat nasty Bella and create a Dungeon Keeper 3 I think I would absolutely go nuts and just go, do you know what? Here's 1 year's worth of salary I've saved up for myself. You take that, I'll go back to work because I want to play Dungeon Keeper 3 so bad. So yeah, that's it. So what's the project you'd love to see on Kickstarter that you just throw constant money at? So that's it, guys. So I just want to say again, I do apologise for missing the last 3 weeks' rants. I'm going to try and get back on track and doing one every single Friday. And the good thing is, once I do quit my job in a month, then I can spend all my time and effort into actually gaming, making gaming sites and making gaming videos, which will be absolutely awesome. So bear with me, guys, and hopefully the content should improve vastly. And also the skits. So we've got a few skits I've been talking to the guys about, and we're going to go out and film. But again, it's going to be a month away until I actually quit, and I'll probably get my head down for the first few weeks, just getting my head in the books. But I'm definitely going to free up some time now to just enjoy videoing. And thank you very much for watching, guys. And also, hello people at work, because my secret identity, which only you guys know about, I kept stum at work, never told anybody that. I sit there in my room by myself talking to a camera, but some of the guys found out. So yeah, hello to everyone at work who's now watching me going, that guy's weird, I'm glad he's quitting. Cheers, guys. Bye.